On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if Spider-Man will catch a cat on Spider-Man the Animated Series, if that Spider-Man cat is Jellicle like all cats, and if Caitlin is more Rum-Tum-Tugger or Skimble Shakes. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the Superhero Show, a podcast where some friends gather around to talk about their favorite comic book-based TV shows that came out this week. I can't tell you what came out because we were focused on one show only, the show of our hearts, Spider-Man the Animated Series. So just a heads up, that's what we're going to be covering. And I brought on an expert, the best person I could have to do this. That's my good friend, Caitlin.
Yes.
No, we want them to think you are an expert. Do you want to come in more confident on this one?
Yes.
That was perfect. Whoever that was that you just channeled right now, bring more of them.
Okay.
Nope. I mean it. That's not them. They went and came so quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you see, man.
Caitlin?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving just passed.
Oh, my tummy is full.
Is so full of turkey.
Yep.
Dry turkey. I love that. Cranberry sauce.
I like the ham.
The ham, the stuffing, the potatoes.
I can go with that stuffing.
Same, dude. Same. If we're gonna start this off controversial, we could do that. People might be angry about this, but stuffing mid.
And I like green beans.
Yeah, green beans
I'm
are
here
pretty
to
good.
say that greens are good.
Hey guys, eat your greens. If you didn't eat your greens at Thanksgiving, go back, open up a can of greens.
No,
eat them.
You know you have leftovers.
Yeah, someone for sure took it. If you escaped taking home leftovers, find the person who got stuck with them all. Get them greens. But since we didn't celebrate Thanksgiving as a podcast, I feel like we need to say what we're thankful for on this episode.
Yeah.
Again, we've gathered all of our friends for this Podsgiving. Everybody came around and we were like, hey, this is the one where we're going to show how grateful we are for each other and everything. We were like, studio's open. You made a ham.
I did.
I hand carved this turkey.
Yeah.
I smoked it. I basted it. I did all of it.
Yeah.
And we are the two who showed to do this. Friends here. And I would just like to say, thankful for friends.
Yeah. Yep. That's number one.
Number one, thankful for friends. Number two, thankful for greens.
Yeah, I love them greens. Also thankful for Superman and Lois.
We're not talking about that this week.
Okay.
Do you remember at the beginning when I was like, there was one show that we focused on?
I'm also thankful for it, Cassie. It's a good show.
It is a good show, but we didn't watch it this week.
Can I be thankful for Animal Crossing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Tell me what else. Try another thing to be thankful for. I'll let you know if you can be thankful for it.
Can I be thankful for my daughter?
No, dude. That's the worst one you could have thrown out there. Absolutely not. In this space, no.
How about our dogs?
Yeah, obviously. They're little angels.
Okay.
We love them all.
As long as we can be thankful for that.
Then that's all we need.
They're the real friends. They're actually here tonight, so
yeah,
we can actually throw it to them next. But
get a woof woof in the back out there. That's the boys. We don't have Superman and Lois, but we do have another show that we love, which is Spider-Man the Animated Series. This episode, Mike and Ryan, they left.
Yeah.
They abandoned.
Yeah.
And they said, we trust you guys. You guys can talk about Spider-Man. The most unhinged show.
I think Mike and Ryan decided to not be here tonight because they did watch that episode and they're like, how could we do this ourselves? We need experts.
They need to call the big guns.
We're going to take a step back from this one because we just can't cover this.
Every week after week, if they're on, they're taking notes. They're like step by step, like this happened. Mike specifically is like out there getting the steps tattooed on his body. He's like, this is every single moment that happened in Spider-Man. I will know this until the day I die. And they were like, you two just kind kind of show up, vibe with Spider-Man, and then try to talk about it. And that's what we needed this week for this episode, because it's unhinged.
Yeah.
It was 20 minutes of nonstop. Every moment there was a new plot happening.
I think I needed to glue my eyelids like open in order to get everything. Like, I think it is impossible to understand everything that was in this episode. It was so jam-packed.
We're going to do it, though. And everyone, it's going to be flawless. We're going to know everything that happened. And Mike and Ryan are going to be thankful that they left this episode to us. So let's go ahead. There's so much to talk about. Let's go dive into it right now. Welcome to S Tasmania, bitch, a mini show within a show, where it is the only show this week, and we're going to take an in-depth episode look at the seminal and underrated afternoon cartoon of the mid-90s, Spider-Man the Animated Series. This week we watched season 4, episode 2. It is called, like, not the sins of the father, it's Partners in Danger, chapter 2, The Cat. Right at the gate, the cat just being in the title really threw me off. I didn't know anything that I was about to get into. But it starts like every other Spider-Man episode, and that's with Spider-Man swinging around the city, talking to himself about how his life sucks, and how he's fucked everything up. So Spider-Man's still doing the same. He's still out there like, man, I don't know where Mary Jane is. I hate my life. I hate being Spider-Man. And I was like, classic. We're in Spider-Man. We got this.
Here we are.
We can do this. Then we cut over to Felicia, and she is on a date with a dude who is in the backseat. It seemed like they were like in a limo, right?
They were in a limo, and he had gloves on.
Yeah, he had driving gloves.
I couldn't remember if he was like young Green Goblin?
Young Green Goblin, I think I would say. I would say that.
He was Peter Friend.
Henry Osborn is the Green Goblin's son.
Biddy Boy Osborn.
Biddy Boy Osborn.
If I can write it.
We're a minute 30 into this.
I thought it was Biddy Boy Osborn.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
and I don't know. Okay, yeah, but he had driving gloves, but he was in the back.
Yeah, like he's in a full suit and driving gloves that don't match the outfit. Yeah. Not driving. And I was like, Felicia, you were on a date with a murderer. You absolutely.
He was taking him off finger by finger as they were driving. And I was like, this is not going to end well.
He like called her over. He was like, Felicia, look at me. And then just started pulling them off finger by finger. And I was like, Jesus.
It's like, girl, run.
Little did we know this would be the exact thing that could trigger Felicia's very specific trauma. Yeah. Which is, back when she was a kid, her dad would show up randomly in the middle of the night, also be peeling off gloves finger by finger, because he was out doing something, who knows what. And one of these times when this happened, does her dad get like kidnapped in this moment?
Truly, I think I blinked too quickly.
I'm going to say the dad gets kidnapped in this moment and she witnesses that. And this is obviously trauma for her. And so this, like, she spaces out. The date's like, whoa, what's up? She's like, I'm just not, there's a lot going on. He drops her off. She goes into her house to just basically relive the whole trauma. She goes up to the room where her papa always stayed, his study, I'll say. And her mom is in there arguing with somebody who also has gloves. He has yellow gloves. And it's very he's suspiciously in a trench coat because, I don't know, maybe he's hiding 4 robotic arms, potentially. Who knows? Potentially. So she comes busting on in. She's like, hey, Mom, what's up? This dude immediately is like, this is what I needed. It's Dr. Octopus. He immediately captures her, and he's like, this is what I needed for blackmail to get back at your family. Somewhere in this counter, the most important thing happens. Yes. There is, I think maybe the mom and her just like reminiscing at some point, maybe. Yeah. And they are like, wow, I sure do miss Dad. Luckily there's this headshot of him on the desk.
No, what happens is Doc Ock completely thrashes like the house, and Spider-Man comes in to save, and the place is all thrashed from the whole Doc Ock thing. Cannot tell you. He said something about like, I need the O's back fortune.
Yeah,
like, there
some
was
fortune.
Honestly, I heard him say it twice. Could not understand.
They all say this fortune at some point, and
Yeah.
I can't tell you what they were saying.
The O's back fortune is what I got. Which
absolutely.
I was like, O's, is that the family name or is it you owe back? Whatever it is, Doc Ock is here and Felicia's mom has it or access to it. And that's why he's like, give it to me, Felicia's mom.
Yeah, and somehow Spider-Man's just out and about. Well, he's patrolling, hating his life. So he
so
hears,
sad about MJ. So he's like, I must go to my side piece's house. Felicia, I wonder what she's up to.
I wonder if I can ruin this girl's life now. Let me give it a shot.
And as they're cleaning up, Spider-Man, he's like, oh, don't worry. I'm so sorry about everything that's happened to you, Felicia. Would you like me to help clean up? First thing he picks up is a picture frame on the floor, and it is a headshot of a paw. And how we know it is her father is my favorite part, because the picture, as you do with any headshot that you give your child or anyone really, you sign it and you say Felicia's dad on it.
Felicia's dad.
With lots of love, Felicia's dad.
It's like
in gold pen.
gold Sharpie. Like just signed at the bottom like he's a fucking celebrity and
Yeah.
left this to his daughter. This is the only thing she has of him. The like one of the only memories is this signed fucking headshot of Felicia's father. But don't worry, it didn't get destroyed. It's still in their family.
Yeah.
So there's this fortune, but also this family heirloom of this signed headshot.
Yes.
Let's say we then go over to the Daily Bugle. This is where Peter Parker starts researching to figure out about this Osbuck fortune. And then he finds out, like, he starts researching and he comes across a person called the Cat. Does a little Google search. It's the same. It pulls up a headshot, the same headshot that was signed.
Yep.
No signature on this one, obviously, because that one was personalized to his baby girl. But the same photo. This is his go-to. This is what he uses. So he then finds out that the Cat is Felicia's dad.
AKA his name is Josh.
Josh or John, one of them.
John, you're right, John. I
John.
couldn't read my own writing.
It's good old John.
John.
We then have, so now that they have this information, we then have to see there's not enough going on. So we somehow need to bring in the Kingpin. The Kingpin comes in hard on this one. He captures Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Captures him by like just kind of like clawing a dude with 4 claw arms up into his plane.
Yeah.
And then he kind of threatens him. He like opens up a trap door. Just to be like, you're going to do, just to scare him. It's a little scare tactic of
He's like, you join me or you die.
yeah, he, Octopus is obviously like, yeah, I obviously have no move here. I will join you. So then we get the full plan of what's going on.
Before we move on, I do have to say, I was extremely surprised how shredded Dr. Octopus is.
Pretty shredded.
He's absolutely shredded. He has like a V. It's a suit. It's all in the suit, which, you know, if you're going to make your suit, you're going to give yourself like a 12 pack and a nice little deep V. But he did that.
He might, like, he's a smart guy, you know?
Yeah.
He knew what was needed. He was like, I have 4 robotic arms. I obviously don't need to be shredded, but here I am. Here I am.
Absolutely shredded.
Yoked to hell. I have 4 robotic arms that will do anything for me,
I
but
literally don't even walk. I don't even walk, but I'm completely shredded. And everyone knows it because you can see my totally real 12-pack abs.
anybody who looks at me will be like, damn, that guy fucking shredded.
He's
They won't
fucking
even
shredded.
see my arms because I'm so shredded. So he's shredded. Doc Ock is standing there. He's getting Kingpin's whole rundown. And Kingpin does have an insane rundown.
Yes.
He's like, we got to meet up with Chameleon. Chameleon is at this jail. I can't tell you where that jail is, but I can tell you
Sky.
I could tell you so much else about this. They're like, listen, we've done a lot to Chameleon last time you saw him. We sprayed him with a laser. This gave us access to his eyes. His eyes broadcast to us directly.
Yes.
Whatever he sees, we see. It also does, somehow it makes it where he can be a chameleon without the belt, Caitlin. His giveaway, the way you always knew it was Chameleon, was there would be this person that you know, we'll say Ryan, but then it's Ryan with this fun belt. That power that always gave him away, not need it anymore. They heard us talking shit and they were like, we'll find a way around this. And that's through shooting him with a laser beam. Again, it gives him the power to broadcast from his eyes and to change without needing a belt.
I wish I was shot by a laser.
I need that freaking laser, dude. It does so much stuff, but it does not have a GPS. So they still are like, we can't tell you where he's at.
We can't tell you, but we can tell it's in the sky. That's all that they could tell.
Yeah, they were like, it's very high up for some reason. But they were like, but look at this. What we can show you is pretty fun. They're like, Chameleon, show us your like cellmate. And it is the cat. So
none other than dead daddy. The daddy we thought would die.
Not dead, just in a prison in the sky.
Yep.
Ooh, so now Doc Ock is fully on board. He's like, that's my boy. That's who I'm trying to get. This is what I need. So I don't think they find out it's S.H.I.E.L.D. at this point. They're like, we know where the Sky Prison is. We're going to head to the Sky Prison.
Immediately when Kingpin's like explaining everything, Two-Face is there too for who knows what reason why.
He's just like his little computer boy right now.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the one controlling the mouse.
Yeah.
And immediately he's like, how are we going to get to this place in the sky? And he's like, have you heard of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like Patrick. And then we go back to Peter's perspective, who's also like, S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, look at pictures of this boy John.
Peter finds this info out in the most insane way. Peter is on old Google, still looking at this photo, going through photos of the cat, and he notices there's one guy in every photo of the cat. He prints out a photo of this guy. He's like, let me blow up this and print it out. He's like, wait, I know this. Let me just draw an eye patch on this dude. Fuck.
Yep.
I know exactly who this is. It's Nick Fury, obviously. He was just missing his eye patch. I can't believe he fooled everybody by not wearing his eye patch out in the public. I now know immediately who this is. This is S.H.I.E.L.D. I know exactly how to get in touch with them because for some reason
J. Jonah Jameson. J3.
He has a pin that if he just hits this pin, S.H.I.E.L.D. will come grab him because he's a top priority, I guess. So Peter's like, all I gotta do is go grab this pin. He does that. He goes to his office. He's like, where would it be? It's hanging on the wall in a frame. Classic. Love it. So he grabs that. S.H.I.E.L.D. immediately comes and is like, hey, somebody has this button who isn't the boy.
Yeah.
They then proceed to humiliate Spider-Man. Just humiliate him. They at first Spider-Man, they're like coming down from a helicopter like on their little stringy thing. Spider-Man starts whipping them around and they're like, fine, now we're gonna bring out the big weapon. The big weapon is just like a little gun.
They make him a marshmallow puff boy.
Absolutely. Like,
they spray him and it poofs up.
It poofs up to where he's just a big little puff boy.
He has arms and legs sticking out of each side and his head. And he is a big white puffball.
Did you ever have the Spider-Man Koosh ball? You know the Koosh balls that have like the little stringy things? It's just like a little ball with all the little hairs sticking out from it. Now picture that, which is a Spider-Man head, little arms, little feet. Basically that, just make it creamier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez.
And that's what S.H.I.E.L.D. did to Spider-Man. They bring him into S.H.I.E.L.D. They bring him into this prison in the sky. Convenient. And Spider-Man instantly becomes a criminal against America at this point.
Yeah. It goes really quick. It's like, what the?
He goes to Nick. He's like, hey, I need information on the cat. And Nick is obviously like, absolutely, we can't do that. You can't just come here and get information from us. That's crazy. That's not how this works. I'll see you later. He then attacks the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent with the same little gun. I think he steals this gun from them.
He does indeed.
Because he's like, wow, this is going to save me on webbing. This is great. So he does that. He steals a little floppy disk with all the information on the cat. And then finds out like where the cat's located. I don't know. He gets everything. He's just full criminal mode at this point and should be arrested.
He has a floppy disk and he knows how to use it.
If there's one thing about him that I know, it's that. At this same moment, they're like, wow, we're under attack from Spider-Man. But the real attack, they also get attacked by Kingpin sends a helicopter full of dudes. to also attack, to create a diversion so like Chameleon can disguise himself as Nick Fury. Nick Fury is just like in a cell like, hey, let me out of here, I got locked in here, and a guard falls for it. I feel like training 101 is like, hey, if Boss Man is just like in a cage, it's probably not him.
Also check his credentials. Like you can do anything, like to small thing really quick. You could be like, hey, like, where's your badge?
Ask him a question.
Yeah.
Ask him a question about how things operate there or something.
What's your name?
They just let him out. They're like, oh my God, the dude who runs S.H.I.E.L.D. and knows everything about here just got locked in a cell. That's crazy. I'm going to save the day. I'm going to let him out. So this is obviously Chameleon, sans belt. So there's no way to know.
Yep.
He's just so powerful now. He goes out, he gets Mr. Cat.
Because he's in the same cell as him.
Yeah, he just grabs Mr. Cat.
Yep.
And he takes him up to like he takes him just like basically outside because this is a jail floating in the sky. So he takes him out on a deck. Kingpin picks him up. Chameleon turns into the Cat. Just so like, S.H.I.E.L.D. thinks that they still have Cat. So honestly, Chameleon did so much in this episode to still be just in jail.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, he really just is still in the prison.
Yeah, this dude gets to go free. There was this huge break-in attempt, and he was a huge part of it, and he just gets to stay in jail for his part. Shout out to the real ones. But now Kingpin does have the Cat, and this is now where like this could have been a good breaking point for the episode. Like we're gonna been like, oh my God, this is crazy. No, we have to figure out everything about the Cat at this point. It's flashback time for the Cat. Caitlin, do you want to tell everything we learned about the Cat?
Yes. So for the Cat, first of all, our flashback, it brings us back to 1943. Do you know what else happened in 1943, Cassie?
I believe there was some type of war thing.
There was
going
something,
on.
and it was the second, and it was the sequel to the first, and we're gonna call it the First World War. So this is the Second World War. We call it World War II.
This is round 2 at that.
Yeah, we went to Round War II. Not the square one, and we learn about the Cat story. So Cat was. John was really young.
He was a little boy from the circus, of course.
Yeah, and he was trained as an acrobat, and he was good and nimble at getting into things. He was working with people who he thought were the Access people. Yeah, which
they showed this introduction of being like, look at how nimble this guy is. Yeah, they show him walking around an air duct in the most ungraceful way I've ever seen.
It's like. I mean, like, if we get Nightwing or something, he's going to be swinging from something to show that he's an acrobat. This guy, oh yeah, he's acrobatic. He is walking and climbing through things.
Yeah, it's but doing it so well. But yes, he believes he's here to helping the Access.
And so he's here at these like vats, and something's happening because Steve Rogers is here, and he's about to go into a green goo and become the Captain America.
I want to get to your opinion on this pre-Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
The Steve Rogers that we saw in the MCU.
Yeah.
Scrawny little guy.
Yeah.
Messed up little body.
Yeah.
This one, already pretty shredded.
Well, but he was like small and skinny. He looked like a little boy. He was like little boy body.
He had like...
But also we knew he was young too.
Yeah. But so there was like the legs.
He went from little boy to man is what it looked like.
He went to full man. He went to full puberty. He went in the little goo and he became full man.
That's exactly what it looked like. But he was indeed not like scrawny.
Yeah, he had some muscle to him.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's not the Steve Rogers I know.
That's not my captain.
Not my one. Also, he had a way more chill time in his transformation.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, wow, this is actually... Is this how it was supposed to go? Because I remember it being really like painful and bad.
This is kind of just like a day at the spa. He just kind of walked in a little jacuzzi that was green.
He came out and they were like, here's your robes. And it's like his fucking Captain America suit. It's like, wow, that was quick. We already had the name ready for him and everything. But speaking of the name, we have the Cat in here because he has the most the biggest thing.
Not only is he nimble, not only can he climb.
Not only is an acrobat, Cassie, he's a photographic memory.
Fuck yeah, he does.
the biggest thing that you could have in these days. And he memorized the formula that is on a chalkboard. That single formula is how you can make a superhuman.
It was needed for the demonstration. Yes. In case anybody was like, hey, what is happening again? They're like, oh, look at this insane formula. In case you forget, this is what we're doing. We're transforming boy to man.
Yeah.
And this is the formula for that.
This is the Krabby Patty formula. It doesn't matter about all the electronics here. Those don't matter.
Don't worry about that.
Just the formula.
Could we have done something more permanent than putting on a chalkboard? Absolutely.
You can erase chalkboards. Obviously, that's how you do it. You just erase it. So he now knows the super soldier serum formula.
Yeah.
And so he goes back to his people, and his people who he thought were the Axis people, he's like, God damn it, it's the damn Nazis again. You can't get me to betray my country.
They're like, great, you have the formula, right? And he's like, absolutely, I do. The weirdest thing happened, though. They called him Captain America, and that's confusing to me.
Since you said that they were the Nazis, but I think you're the Nazis.
Cut to a dude with the most classic Hitler stash, but blonde, so it's different. Just sitting there being like... And he's like, no, wait.
We're the Axis.
So he just like escapes, I guess, as a little child.
He escapes with all the formula information in his
formuloli.
head. But that's why everyone wants him now, is because he is a formuloli. And his photographic memory is why everyone wants him, and why he had to be in prison so that no one could get that information from him.
This was the part that was so messed up to me. I was like, this guy's like a little hero, was a little hero since a kid.
Yeah.
Was left free to be like, to become a man, get a wife, have a child, and then S.H.I.E.L.D. was like, it's time to lock you up, buddy. Yeah. Now you just live in jail because you know something.
Yep.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer of a time over there.
He couldn't be like, amnesia got me. Like,
no. That's what I would have been like, dude, I don't have a photographic memory anymore. Yeah. I don't know the formulae.
That was so long ago. I forgot. What even is my name?
I barely know my daughter's name, okay? I know nothing.
It hit me. I forget.
Is this isn't the end.
Nope,
we simply have more going on.
After that, Felicia house has been ransacked again. And let's see.
Oh, this is where Doc Ock is like, this is the only way we get the info out of, we have the cat, but the cat's not going to give us the info. Yeah. So what I need is to kidnap his daughter, obviously. Felicia. So they all meet back up, and obviously the cat is, as predicted, being like, I'm not going to give you this. I'm not a traitor to my my country, even though they've left me in a sky prison for years. I will die for them. And he's like, that's convenient. Here's your daughter. We're going to murder her unless you do this.
Well, you know, they didn't get to that part yet. Well, what's his name? Kingpin was just like, Felicia, I'd like you to introduce yourself to your father. Oh, allow me to introduce you to your father. And she's like, and then that's how we end.
And that's when this episode finally was like, we've thrown enough at you. This is our big moment.
Red Skull was here. We got to see him too.
Oh yeah, Red Skull was there. We got a lot of people.
His head was weirdly shaped.
Yeah. Yeah. The animators really phoned it in on that one for sure. They popped off on the vat of goo and then really phoned it in on Red Skull's. He really became like, he just popped out behind a curtain at some point. Yeah. Like they just really wanted to throw him in there.
Yep.
But that is how this episode, The Cat, ends. On a to be continued, which means it's now time for our awards. I'm going to start this off with Best Web Zinger. What do you got for that, Caitlin?
When we're up in the sky prison, Spider-Man, he looks at all the agents and he's like, who are getting, destroyed by Kingpin's people. And he's like, looks like the agent just got caught with their shields down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shield. You get down. Shield. You get it?
This place is called Shield. That's also what I have. That's their main. This is the main zinger of anything. Like at first I put down like when Peter was like asking for information from Nick Fury, he goes on this whole tirade about like how this isn't a pizza delivery service where we don't guarantee you a pizza for in the first 90 minutes.
No, it's 15, Cassie. Delivery within 15 minutes or the next one is free. He doesn't stop with just like, oh yeah, this isn't a pizza place. You don't get everything in 15 minutes. It's like, no, this isn't a pizza place. You don't just, after you don't just delivery, you get 15
pick out,
free, and then after that,
grab a phone book. You don't go to P's for a Pizza Hut. You don't then pick up your phone, dial the number. You say, hey, I would like a pizza.
It was so long. This moment was so long.
But it's obviously the best web singer is absolutely. Agency just got caught with their shield down. And since you got the same one as me, you automatically get the points. You're getting 10 whole points for it.
Wow.
10 points, dude. Our next one is Kung Fu Grip, best mover power. What do you got for it?
My Spider-Man's best use of power was his power to move on from MJ to Felicia, in my opinion.
Powerful.
Because my boy mentions it at the top of the episode. MJ, no. And then he's like, I wonder what Felicia's up to. Within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I know we're moving quickly in this episode, but God, no one moves quicker than Peter.
We had a lot to get through, and he's like, man, I really miss MJ. I feel like she was the love of my life. Oh, well, here's Felicia.
She's gone.
That is absolutely very powerful. I took a different route for it. I do have the puffball.
I was going to do the puffball too.
The puffball
that was my second. If you were to come out with that, yeah.
It's just, it shames a person. It also makes them so cute. They're just in a little puffball. They can't do anything. They just kind of move their little hands around. It's just the best thing I've ever seen. Which yours, you got creative with, and I feel like I should reward it, but puffball was so cute.
It was cute.
I'm gonna give me 2 points just because puffball's cute.
Puffball cute. You deserve it.
Most 90s thing. What do you got for it?
I have Nick Fury bringing up the delivery time being 15 minutes or the next one's free.
Because that was a guarantee in the back of
the... Now they're like, we won't fucking do that. It takes too fucking long. We don't know where you live.
Absolutely not, dude. Apartments are too hard to figure out.
Yeah. It's like, what is this building? CA? You don't even have a B? Yeah. No, the delivery time was what got me.
It was very specific. Again, he had to put in so much work to make this reference.
Yeah.
But it was worth it because everybody in the 90s was like, oh my God, they're doing that right now.
Order it now. It's 15 minutes. You'll have your pizza.
I love that. For most 90s thing, I have this insane tech, this ability that they had to infuse the man with broadcasting eyes, morphing abilities, but no GPS.
Nope.
You still didn't have that GPS figured out in the 90s, but everything else you could zap right into it, dude.
For sure.
I do, obviously, you are getting this one with the pizza delivery time, though. I'm going to give you 15 for 15 minutes, 15 points going your way. Our next award is New York is a character. Do you got anything for this?
Wow. This one is funny because I did 2 most 90 things.
Perfect. Hit me with another 90 thing.
Okay, cool. The other 90 thing that I got was Spider-Man went up to the tall tower to get better service, before he pressed the shield button. And that's why the people are in the helicopter to come down to him, because he was already at the tallest
He was at
tower
the top
to get that good service.
God damn it. There really wasn't a lot in New York here, so I also didn't have it.
He did climb up a New York building.
He did climb up. I'm sure there was a building in New York. I also have another most 90s thing, though, and I just put that's having a signed photo of your dad instead of your dad there. Both just so 90s, dude. But yours, absolutely. You got to get to the highest part to get better service. I'm going to give you 25 points for that. Caitlin, you don't need it, but you have a chance to get even more points here. And that's by the simple task of complimenting me.
Wow. Okay. One day I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, I look like Cassie today.
Hell yeah. And that was, you felt good about it?
Yes.
Great. 600 points for you. That's the most compliment I've gotten on this, potentially, besides from Nate. Ryan really hates to compliment. I got 2 points. You got over 600 points. So you are the Spider-Man Boy of the Week. Congratulations.
I love being the best boy.
And cherish it. It's a huge honor. That is it for the show. Another little short one, but it's always fun to talk about Spider-Man. Thank you, Caitlin, for your professionalism and your expertise of talking about Spider-Man. She's back. She's absolutely back. We do have another show on the network that you should absolutely be listening to and check it out. It's called Movie of the Year. That's got Ryan. That's got Greg. That's got Mike. That's got movies. It's got everything over there. Go check it out. Movie of the year. We also
Can I say
have
in the year 1996 and movie of the year?
96.
Yeah, 96. Yeah.
We were also alive in that year.
Yeah. Yep.
Another great year on that one.
Yep.
So figure out what was the best movie in 1996, movie of the year. We have some websites that you should also be checking out. Caitlin, do you know any website that they should be checking out?
Absolutely. Popfilter.co is a great website. You can go on there, read some article about the stuffs. And if you can't understand what I'm saying right now, you will if you read it on popfilter.co. You should also go to popfilter.co/Amazon, and that is for your holiday shopping. We are now Black Friday past it.
Passed it, missed it. Damn.
Missed it. Whew. But,
shop full price.
Cyber Monday is today.
God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
It's so crazy. You should go to popfilter.co/Amazon. Make all your purchases. And when you make your purchases, we get a little percentage.
We're going to get a little bit of that. It's going to be the same deals, but some of that deal is coming over to us.
That's the best deal. Anyway, yeah.
Anyone at all. We're also over on social media. We're at Your Pop Filter on Instagram and at Pop Filter on YouTube. We got an email as well if you have any questions. Anything you want to say to us, just email us. It's the only way we want you guys communicating with us is email. It's contact@popfilter.co. Go ahead and head over there. That is it for this week, though. Next week, we'll have a full episode with potentially more friends and more shows. So be sure to catch that one. For Caitlin, I'm Caitlin. For Caitlin, I'm me. And for me, I am Caitlin. And all the world is Caitlin. And Caitlin is all. Bye.
That's what the mirror meant.